The economy is going to get better. I think we'll hit bottom sometime this spring, and the second half of 2009 is going to look a little bit better. We'll have some growth. Monetary policy is one reason, but today I want to focus on consumer spending because I think that will help the economy turn the corner. Now, consumer spending's been kind of strange lately. The actual income of consumers, disposable income, is shown by these blue columns: small growth in September, small growth in October, a little bit of a decline in November. But look at the red columns, that's the actual spending. Big declines even when income was going up in September and October, and then in November a big decline in spending, disproportionate to the decline in income. Now, when people lose their jobs, their income goes down, often by 50% because unemployment insurance covers about half. And what we usually see is people's spending does not go down by 50%. Maybe it's only 20 or 30%. So we would expect the change in spending to be muted compared to the change in income, but it's exaggerated rather than muted. So what's going on? Why are these consumers being so cautious? Well, another way to express it is they've got bad attitudes. Consumer confidence was fairly steady in 2004, 2005, 2006, started to decline in 2007, and has really continued to decline in 2008. Part of the bad attitude is definitely justified. Unemployment is rising, and that causes not only the people who are unemployed to have bad attitudes about spending, but also many people worry about their jobs, and so that's more of the attitudinal problem. On top of it, we spent the fall with those awful newspaper headlines and television news stories about the financial crisis, and lately we've had the Madoff Ponzi scheme, and then piling on has been the election hit ads, the attack ads. Nobody was saying it's morning in America. Nobody was doing feel-good ads. It was all pretty much things are lousy and we need a change. And for those of us who live in the Northwest and the Northeast, the weather hasn't been helping us at all. So how are we going to get out of this cycle of bad attitudes leading to lousy spending, which of course doesn't help employment? Well, let me tell you what my forecast is. I've got, after this decline in spending, an increase in spending in the second half of 2009. You see, people are cutting back disproportionately to their income. That means they are saving. Maybe I ought to define that term for you because a lot of people aren't very familiar with it. Saving is when you don't spend all your income. And these people who are now saving will find in a few months that they've built up a balance in their checking account, or they've paid off some of their credit cards. That money will start burning a hole in their pocket. Now, unemployment will rise. The common forecast is that it gets up into the 8% range. But think about it. 8% unemployment is 92% employment. So come March, April, May, we'll find people who have not lost their jobs, who feel like they've dodged a bullet, and they've got money in their checking account. And I think that they're going to go spending. Now, you look at the strength of the spending that I'm forecasting. It's not exuberant. It's not like the old days where anything goes. But it is a turnaround, and this is a turnaround in 2/3 of the economy. That's about consumer spending's importance. So consumers will help drive the turnaround in the economy. We hit bottom sometime around the spring. Good news, people ask me if I've got good news, and I tell them good news is on back order but should be available in April or May. It's not going to be a really strong recovery, but consumers will help us turn this recession into a recovery. Learn more about my thinking at my blog, biznomics.typepad.com.